What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today we have to talk about nerfs. The other day I made a video about buffs, only LDs though. I talked only about LD buffs, who needs a buff, who doesn't. And today we're just gonna talk about nerfs. Now this is not gonna be only LD, this is gonna be the units that need it the most, right? The units that we've seen bring the most trouble lately. And this is of course gonna be mostly for RTA. I know Siege has its own issues. And to be honest, even though Arena isn't that important of a content for most people, there is some problems there as well. And yeah, let's go through the monsters, okay? Let's go through the monsters and see what needs a nerf, what doesn't. So lately in RTA we had this super passive meta which really is causing a lot of problems, right? Not because it's winning, not because it's good. Of course, yeah, because it's good as well, but mostly because it's super easy to play, right? It's very not heavy rune requirement and very easy to play. You're basically a lot of times just not even clicking anything, you know, and you're managing to win the game. So of course, there's going to be some of the passive units in this list of nerfs. And also some turn 1 units as well, of course. Because I'm trying to make this non-biased, okay? If a unit needs a nerf, it needs a nerf. It doesn't matter if it's a turn 1 unit, a turn 2 unit, a turn 3 unit, a no turn unit, okay? Some units don't even have to take a turn. But yeah. First of all, I want to talk about Juno a little bit. I think Juno misses the conversation a lot for no reason. I feel like when Comptos decided to nerf Juno, it was a good call, right? Comptos thought, okay, we should nerf Juno, right? Juno is very strong, we should nerf her. But then they buffed her instead of nerfing her. Which I don't know if they realized even or what. She basically lost 15% attack bar total if you crit all 3. But she gained a speed buff for 2 turns with no cooldown. So she got buffed like a lot more than she got nerfed. I don't know if Comptos realized that. I think Comptos' main priority was to nerf her. But yeah. Instead, they made her even stronger, way stronger. So I feel like this thing is completely unnecessary. Like, she's already very powerful. And the only thing that was kind of countering her was that, like, slow debuff, maybe, at least. Or like, pushback or something, you know? And she's a fire unit too, so she is a lot better against stuff like Oliver and stuff like Chongpong and stuff like that. So even pushback wasn't that crazy of a counter to her if you don't have some other options that push back that are not wind. But yeah, I feel like this thing, if this drops to 1 turn, it's gonna be pretty much the same because she has infinite cooldown and you're gonna be putting debuffs on her all the time. Like, she's never gonna lose this anyways. So this, like, I would rather have this go away and give her back the 5% per hit here. Like, just revert the change maybe. Because the attack speed thing is just ridiculous. Yeah, I think Juno's the first one that definitely needs to be touched once again. And this time maybe they make a right choice, you know. Another unit that really dodged the bullet last time, where they tried to like nerf her a little bit to show that they're thinking about it, but the nerf actually did nothing and no one even realized she was nerfed. She lost a little bit of speed here, right? Which is still making her pretty damn fast. It was 75% total, because this was 15%, and now it's 10%. So it's 50% total. So she still gets half of this speed, basically. Still pretty broken, and that was not even like a big problem with Masha. Yeah, it is a good thing, but completely removing it would be much better to like balance her out. Always, my suggestion for Masha was always remove one of these things. Okay, if you gave her immunity, remove one part of the passive here. You know, remove this speed part, or remove the attack bar part. Something to make it a little bit easier to just fight her. Because this is a unit that really, you know, for a fire unit to barely have any counters, it's ridiculous. It's just very, very insane unit. You know, I mean, from the damage to the safety of this unit, the protection this unit has for itself, the own setup, the speed, I think they have to touch her a little bit more. Okay, just remove one of these two parts, leave the immunity, she's gonna be fine. She doesn't need 3 passives, you know, she really doesn't. But yeah, just touch her a little bit more, she's gonna be fine. Next thing I want to talk about, because I think with the fire units, I don't really think anything here needs to be touched anymore. Douglas is a pain. We all know that. I don't think a unit like Douglas should have even existed ever, because it's just such a broken mechanic. To be able to last pick a unit and you know he's winning, you know? I feel like if they're trying to make a counter unit, it shouldn't be as consistent, you know? Because a lot of times, if you draft Douglas correctly, which means you're drafting him into 5 units that you know Douglas will beat, or 4 units you know Douglas will beat, and you're banning out the one he can't beat. Stuff like that, where you know you're winning 99%. That's not a counter unit. That's just broken, right? So could they touch Douglas? Yeah. Do I use Douglas a lot? Yeah. I use him all the time. I think he's broken. And like Douglas is one of those units as well. You can build him on super high attack, triple attack. And then he also counters units that he shouldn't counter. It is insane. It is insane. So yeah, maybe Douglas a little bit. Fire though, nothing else too worth mentioning. Nothing else too worth mentioning. Water. Alright, here is one of the main problems. As all of you guys know, there's a certain unit called Manon, which came to life the last balance patch. And we hope to see it in the next one as well. But this time in the form of a nerf. Because this unit is absolutely stupid. 15% chance to offset a attack completely. It can reflect a slime skill 1, it can reflect a Molong skill 3. Okay, it doesn't matter. She's just ridiculous. On top of that, she has unlimited immunity, unlimited defense buff, gains an insta turn when using this, also does ridiculous damage, defense breaks for 2 turns, and also stuns with a 100% chance if you proc the revenge thing, the block thing. This unit should have never been created, and now it's here. And I know a lot of people are going to be biased about this, okay? I know a lot of people right now are getting really good success in RTA because of units like Manon, units like Molly, units like Josephine. I know, okay? And I'm happy for everyone who's achieving stuff right now in RTA. Like, that's really good for you. But let me ask you this. Would you rather win a game knowing that you did something to deserve it? Or would you just win a game because you know you didn't do anything to deserve it? Like, I played a fair share of Manon this season. Not on my account, but on different accounts. And it feels so weird when you win games and you had to do nothing to win them, you know? I feel like you lose the sense of success, which to me is kind of the main part of the game. Building your own team to showcase it and succeed. To show people that like you outsmarted them in a way, that you just brought something to life, something new that people didn't see before, you know, or something like that. Just showing your runes off, how like you farmed, you're fast now, I don't know, like some of those things where you can kind of get some kind of a success feeling. Some feeling of achieving something. Like, I don't know. When I'm using units like this, I don't feel like that at all. You know? You get a certain rank and you just can't put it on you. It's really just not you getting the rank. It's just a unit. That's why OP units are just super bad for the game. You get no credit for achieving anything with units like this. So I really think Manon is just one of those big problems in the game right now. One of those also other big problems is that there is no restrictions to drafting passives, right? You can draft 5 passives easily. And all of those passives are not even counter picks. They're all just OP units that can work against anything, pretty much. So, yeah. I feel like Comtos needs to look a little bit into it and maybe set up some new rules for RTA. Like, RTA hasn't changed in such a long time. They haven't added anything really to just change the mode in general, not just monsters, not just changing the monsters. But yeah, what I would like to see with Manon, if we're nerfing her, I really just don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like some of these units are fucked up to the point where you can't unfuck it up. Unless you just remove the whole passive and you just make a new one. I mean, there's a lot of things wrong. First of all, this shouldn't block the whole hit. Second of all, this shouldn't have a 100% revenge, 100% stun chance. Third of all, this shouldn't be permanent. And getting a turn instantly is ridiculous. There's so many wrong things about this unit in every single skill. right? Because you're insta-getting a turn here and setting up a defense break. While being fully protected. Like, every single skill is just too much. Yeah. I really want to see this unit in the patch. Hopefully Comtois realizes it's a problem. Next unit here that I want to talk about, Josephine. I use this unit so much on my account. In a turn 1 comp, not really as a counter pick, as a turn 2 pick. But yeah, I use it as a turn 1 unit. And even using her like that is pretty nice. Yeah, Josephine got millions of buffs for no reason, okay? Like, she crits now with 100% chance. You can build her much better. Like, you're getting a lot more damage output now because of the crit damage build that you can do. This used to be 50%, now it's 70%. This used to not revenge before, now it revenges when you when a unit stuns you. It revenges the unit that stunned you. Just, it's ridiculous, you know. There's so much going on with this unit that it's just crazy. Josephine definitely needs a nerf. Also, this cooldown is super low as well. It's ridiculous. I think Josie definitely needs a nerf. As much as I love this unit, this needs a nerf. Like, I'm sorry, it's too much in one unit. Packing too much. I feel like with water, those two are the main issue right now. Shizuka is still pretty broken. I don't really know. Like, my first suggestion for this before was to make it a 1-turn buff, or like 1-turn beneficial effects, because 2 turns everything is kind of broken. But then they decide to nerf skill 2 instead of skill 3. And yeah, she's still pretty insane. She's still one of the most picked units. One of the strongest units still. I don't know if they can touch her again. What they would touch with her again. I don't know, man. She is just kind of insane. Abelia is one of those units as well. It's weird. It's just mostly units with passives because they have so much. They have so much inside them. Like, they do too much without having to do anything. You know, that's so crazy. And for this to not have a cooldown as well. His damage is insane. He has even CC potential. He has a huge heal. Provoke. Yeah, Abilio might need a little touch for sure. For sure. I wanted to also small little touch on Miles. Okay? Miles is one of those units I would love, absolutely love to have. But now that I compare him to Dominic, because like right now you would argue Dominic is balanced, right? But now if I compared Miles to Dominic, Miles is just way better. First of all, he's much tankier. Second of all, he's much faster. Third of all, he has CC potential. Fourth of all, he's a water unit. Doesn't get destroyed by Masha, right? Also, again, as I said, much tankier, much faster. And much more damage than Dominic at the moment. Can Miles get a little damage nerf? Potentially. Potentially. I don't think they will, but maybe that's just a little thought to put out there. Let me know what you think. And that's kind of it with water, I think. That's just kind of it. I'm not gonna, again, I'm not gonna, oh, I kind of forgot about this guy, because he was up there. Like, this unit killed some turn 1 units. You don't want to use, like, if you have a Zibala now, you're not using S-Shear. And you might not even use Triton if you have something else to use instead of Triton. Zibala kind of just overtook as the best Swift unit you can rune up on your account. When it comes to like normal element, even LDs, not a lot of LDs can compete with Zibala. Who can compete with Zibala? Yunhong, Wunsa, I think he's better than Wunsa. Yunhong, he's competing with Yunhong. He might be even better in a lot of scenarios. I mean, having a CC and reset cooldown, and he boosts without having to land a strip like Yunhong does, and they're basically the same speed. Is Zibala the best Swift unit at the moment? Probably. Does Zibala need increased cooldown? It is a super strong unit. Super strong unit. Okay? Super strong. Komtos might have to look into him a little bit. Yeah, that's kind of it for water. That's kind of it for water. Wind! I'm not gonna talk about Leo again. You guys know what I think about Leo, okay? I'm not gonna go into Leo again. Etna is one of those units that got buffed a million times. Same as Josephine. It feels like those two always go in the package together. Yeah, Komtos just loves Etna and Josephine. That's like their poster childs or children. So, does Etna need a nerf? I don't think so. Mostly because her skill 3, it's just single target, to be honest. It doesn't offer as much as some other units. She's very good though. She's very good. Also, one of the big problems with Etna is that she is wind. So there's a good chunk of counters. And there's some counters that are not even wind, who also destroy her pretty badly. So I don't think she is in the same boat as stuff like Josephine. Chongpong. Chongpong is probably one of the just most broken CC units. Or turn 1 control team units. I always said that Chongpong needs to drop to 50 here. That was my main suggestion for Chongpong. And I really want to see Komtos touch him up a little bit. As much as I want this unit, I think he needs to be touched in a way. This to 50 would probably balance him out very well. Now, another way that he could get nerfed, lose one part here, make it maybe like a Heigang skill 2. Maybe he loses defense break and gains 100% strip. Defense break is way better though, but I feel like that would maybe nerf him to a good level, you know. It would make him better as a stripper, but the defense break is too powerful. Like, defense break brings so much aggression potential, so much kill potential in a comp. So, one of those two things, I think Komtos could definitely nerf on the Chongpong. It's just too strong. It's just too strong. You know, it's very hard to play CC if you don't have this unit. And that tells you something about him. This unit is so annoying. It's disgustingly annoying. But I guess she's fine. It's just Karma is such a good skill, man. It's such a powerful skill. But I think she's fine. I think the main problem with Kyo is the units she's paired with. The units that I went over, like Juno or Josephine or Manon, stuff like that. That's mostly the problem. They're buffing her too much, you know, where she looks the same as them, you know, but she isn't really on that level. So I guess she's fine. Oliver, holy Christ, how long are we gonna be talking about Oliver? It's been so many patches. All they had to do with Oliver, all they had to do was listen to me. The first time I said Oliver needs to lose his speed lead, like a year ago or some shit. I don't know how long has Oliver been out like this. All I said was, please remove his speed lead, and then he's gonna be a fine CC unit. Before he got any nerfs on his skills, if they just removed the speed lead, he would be like kind of a worse Chong Pong. And that's it. She would be perfectly balanced. Because then you are drafting Oliver for being Oliver. Do you want to draft him because he's him? Yes? No? Okay. But right now he's just being drafted because it's a 33 lead. That's also good. So if they just remove this lead from the start, GG, done. But they had to go through this whole bullshit, like, complications to nerf his skills to make him balanced, but it's never gonna happen. Unless they completely kill the skills, it's never gonna happen. So if this time they don't remove the speed lead and they decide to nerf skills, he's gonna die completely. And that's it. They're gonna kill another unit instead of just fixing it. Come to us, please listen. It's not hard. It's just not hard to nerf units if you listen to people who actually have experience with RTA a lot. That's all they have to do, man. Just remove the speed lead. Anything else here? Wind units that really needs a nerf? Not really, I think. Not really. Dominic got touched. Pretty hard though, but LD units, there is probably a lot more to talk. And I don't think I'm gonna get too deep with LD units, because anything could happen here with LD units. But some of the main ones, still Valantis being busted. I feel like Valantis is just so much RNG, but at the same time, it's not really. Because if Valantis didn't have this passive, he would still be a good unit, right? Because then you just rune him up, you speed tune him, and he's a good unit. That's it, right? But adding this onto him, boom. Just gives this like cheat, where even if you're not ruined good enough, you can still destroy your opponent. So maybe drop this to 30. We've seen that bringing it from 50 to 40 did pretty much nothing. Bring it to 30, maybe we see it more. You know, that's kind of how they have to nerf it. If they want to keep this passive alive. Maybe bring it to 30. That's my suggestion now on Volantis. Veronica, I heard a lot of people saying she needs a nerf. Honestly, I think Veronica's skill 3 is pretty broken, but what I'm scared the most is the skill 2 damage and the glancing, to be honest. Maybe nerf this. Nerf this. I think this needs a nerf more than skill 3. Because, like, she is not a super fast unit. You know, so rune quality wise, you can beat it. You know, you can beat it. That should be the whole point though. You know, outruning your opponent, right? So, maybe nerf this. Remove the glancing. Maybe, just put dots. Just dots. Even dots are pretty insane. Damage based on speed. Maybe remove that. Scale, remove, like, just nerf the scaling. Because this, you throw this, half HP gone from the whole team. And then you have dots as well. And you're dead. You're dead. Like, you're not living through this. If she does this skill, you're not living through this. It's pretty much GG. And then we got Celia, who also really needs a nerf. Like, just remove... Just remove the passive. And remove the skill 2. And keep her only skill 1, okay? This is gonna be the first LD5 in the game that only has 1 skill. And that's it. I think she's gonna be pretty good. I'm probably gonna be using her more. Yeah, please come to us. And Yeonhong. What do you nerf with Yeonhong? You can't really. Maybe remove 5 base speed. Random 5 base speed nerf. Remove 6 base speed. I don't know, man. That feels like that, because her skills are very good, but it's not OP because of her skills. It's just the base speed that just makes the skills OP. So yeah, maybe do something with the base speed. That's kind of it, you know. And then there's nothing really much to talk about here, to be honest. Light units, Tianlang. That's like the only one, the only other one that I can mention that needs kind of a nerf. What do you do with him? There's no way to nerf him. Like, if you make a passive like this, you either remove it and make a new one, or you keep it. Because that passive on its own is just broken. That's it. They just made a broken passive. Done. You know, you either just remove it, make a new one, or you keep it. There's nothing else that they can do. Because, you know, Comptos is not gonna go through the hassle to lower this, and then, yeah. But yeah. Dark units. If I miss anything though, please let me know in the comments, okay? If I miss something. Dark units. There's more to talk about with dark units, I think. Han. He's on the ledge, okay? He's there, but there's more important stuff, like Ragdoll. How do you nerf him? You don't. That's it. They're not gonna do it. Does he need a nerf? You tell me. Ah, there's such nice there's a lot of units that just are really strong, but it's hard to say nerf them, you know? There's actually not too many things that need a nerf. Like when it comes to LD. LDs are mostly fine or need a buff, instead of like needing a nerf. you know? Diva Chill is very strong, but like, she's okay. Like, she's there. She's okay. The only things that need a nerf here, I think it's definitely Jackson. Jackson is the best one out of all of them for sure. So Jackson having 2 OP passives, delete one of them, he's gonna be fine. Like, whichever. Both of them are broken. You delete one of them and you make him a balanced unit, maybe. Maxi, very strong. Does he need a nerf? Ongi, very strong. Does he need a nerf? Not really. Like, I can't really say they need a nerf. Because like, those are all units that you can deal with fairly easily, right? Fairly easily, you can deal with most of these units. This thing, now this thing maybe should not have this skill. It should have this skill. And then this thing should have this skill. I talked about this in the buff video where I talk about this thing. Yeah, that could happen. We already know this is ridiculous damage. Getting a defense buff, even more ridiculous damage. Yeah, maybe do that with the cookie. Other than that, there are a bunch of strong units, but they're not on the nerf level, you know? And that's kind of it. Jackson Ragdoll are the biggest issues here on the dark side. Neft is super strong. She got nerfed the last time. Does she need another one? Not really. Yeah, that's kind of it. That's kind of it. Let me know. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about the video. Give me some suggestions. Do you think something else needs a nerf? I think LDs are it's surprising that LDs are mostly fine, you know, or need a nerf, like or need a buff. They're fine or need a buff mostly. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Right, leave a like, sub to the channel, comment. Okay, again, let me know if I missed anything. Let me know what you think. Give me some unbiased opinions, okay? Think about the health of the game. What needs a buff? What needs a nerf? Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.